All right, what is up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and today is day 23 of 100 Days of Making Comics. And today, I wanted to take a break from the actual the questions that I've received from people, and I'm gonna get back to those tomorrow. But today, I wanted to try to delve into something different. I was watching a video by I don't know his name. I don't know how to say his name. He says it really fast. It's like Katanochia or something, or he's doing the 100 days of making comics. And he's got a really cool he does really cool videos, and he's doing this comic called Gas Chamber, and also working on some stuff for, I guess he wants to do like Sonic the Hedgehog comics eventually. Um, so yeah, he's doing some cool stuff, and let's see. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to work and do this at the same time. So he's doing some really cool stuff, but today he just put out a video, and the link is in the description already, and he was talking really, passionately about what um like he wants to do, and just like being around good, influences and stuff like that, and just really trying to make a go of his passions and stuff. And it was really cool. And there was one part where he was talking about kind of pushing past his limitations or something. And I'm not 100% sure exactly, excuse me, exactly what he was getting at necessarily. But I got the impression that, he was just, he wanted to push things further. Like he said, uh, that there was just, like, he feels like he can do more still, like he doesn't feel like he's worn out. He feels like he can push harder, and that sometimes people might say, well, don't overdo it, don't push too hard. And he was making the argument that, well, how will I know how hard I should push if, I mean, where my limitations are if I don't keep pushing harder and harder. And I thought that was interesting. It definitely made me think, like, I think a lot of us we just kind of do our thing, and sometimes we just get in our kind of modes that we're used to, and maybe don't think about pushing further than we're currently going, because it's hard enough just to do the thing, as it is. Which I totally get, I totally relate with. And so I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting though, because um, sometimes I wonder, can I push my stuff further? Am I just kind of letting myself be okay with the status quo of my own, what I'm used to myself doing, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I always, for me, it's really just, again, like I was saying, it's kind of hard enough just to do the actual project. I don't know. I had area scaling turned on yesterday, and now all of a sudden it's not turned on, and I never closed the program, so kind of don't know why it's not still doing the same thing. Anyways, I'm not loving how gray these lines are either. I mean, I wonder if I should. I don't know. It's gonna look okay once it's colored. Anyways, we'll see. Maybe I'll go back and adjust it later. I don't need to worry about that right now, do I? um, so, um, yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is, do I, like, for me? it's hard just to find the time. Like right now, I stopped at a rest stop so I can, work on my comic and talk to you guys for lunch, and I try to kind of eat my lunch on the road so I'm not wasting time, actually eating lunch during my lunch break and I'm actually working on my project or whatever. And all that fun stuff. And so let's see. Um so it's like I'm already pushing as hard as I can sometimes, but when I'm actually doing it, like right now I'm working on this, can I make this go faster, you know? And I I suspect that maybe I can do some things a little faster and a little more efficient, Um, part of that, but also like I'm very much in a state of learning more than anything else. So, you know, how much do you want to push yourself when you're learning? You want to learn the thing properly. You don't want to just like kind of go so fast that you're not gonna, learn. But the thing is like people who like produce more and go faster actually learn faster as well sometimes because they kind of learn as they go and they end up producing better work eventually. Like that's like at least a theory, I should say. There's this whole parable of people, or it's not really a parable, it was like an experiment done with people who like they did this kind of experiment and having, one group of people, try to make the most in a pottery class, try to make the best possible piece of pottery they could make, you know, and just take the whole time they have just to make the most best, beautiful, amazing thing. And then they took another group of people and said, you know, you guys just make it doesn't matter how good or bad these pieces are, just make as many as you can possibly make, and see how far you get. And by the end of the experiment, they found out that the people who tried to make more, pieces instead of making better quality actually ended up making better pottery as well, um, for the most part. So that was like, whoa, like, and it kind of confirms like this kind of thing that sometimes intuitively I feel like I kind of knew that, but anyway, so you know which area should I actually like push to, like, and the thing is am I letting myself be too comfortable and thinking I'm working hard enough, could I find more times in the day to get a little more work done on my comic, or could I mean, I don't that's one thing I think I pretty much know at this point. um I'm using all the times I can at this point, but are there, you know I don't know, like, could I try to do better quality on my comics? Like right now I'm just doing like a very simple, gray tone thing, and like maybe I could do that better. Maybe I could spend more time on it. Maybe I should spend more time on it. um I don't know, there's a lot of areas where you could kind of push yourself, and that maybe I don't push myself as much as I should or as hard as I should. Can I spend more time in the preparation stage with scripts and with like world building, and I was watching um Chris McQuinlan's latest 100 Days video, and he was talking about getting consistency with your characters and how he's kind of learned to do that over the years much better. And he spends time like drawing each character over and over and over before he even touches the comic. And he was talking about how that's really helpful and stuff. And, maybe I could do more of that kind of thing. But maybe it's better that I mean, my thing is I keep telling people is I'm more focused on pumping out projects, So I don't know. But even with that, could I do better at not being distracted, and push out even more projects, I mean, this lizard brain thing, relatively when you think about like the actual hours I put in, it's actually gone pretty good, I think. I mean, I don't know. I didn't clock all the hours, so I don't know. But, I've gotten it done in a relatively decent amount of time, as far as I can tell. Um, but, at the same time, it's taken me a couple years really to do, because I haven't been working on it consistently. So, maybe I could have there's ways I could have pushed myself, and even so it's like even when I am working, am I working hard as I can? Am I working as focused as I can, Am I focusing properly? Just little things like this, I don't know. I think it's worth questioning, whether what you're doing is, to the best of your ability. Um, at the very least. And, you know, maybe make one little adjustment and it'll help, or something like that. Or also not settling on the kind of definitions that people have already kind of placed on a certain thing, like 100 days of making comics, for instance. Like this year, I decided not to do 100 days of making comics, and now I've obviously changed that a little bit. But I decided to do my own thing, 365 days of making comics, which I'm doing, and but now I'm kind of adding 100 days to it or whatever. Not adding, but I'm doing the challenge. Well, I'm doing like two challenges at once, basically, by doing it, which is kind of weird. But that's how I'm kind of working it, I guess. So, anyways, I don't know, like even with the 100 days of comics though, like you got a lot of people who have done it different ways. And a lot of people have not actually completed a comic even after a couple runs, of their 100 days, And you know, can we do better? And I'm not condemning people who haven't done that. Like, I get it. I mean, even the person who started the thing, hasn't done it. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's hard, that's what the whole point of the challenge is to find time to work on your personal project, And I mean, I haven't gotten much accomplished either during my 100 days, Maybe I could push harder and do better, Maybe I could make a better effort to spend way more than a half an hour. Now, obviously, everybody's situation is different. Some people, I mean, they literally need this challenge to even get the half an hour done. That's kind of where I'm at most of the time. But, just thinking about pushing for farther and seeing, wondering if I'm settling, for less, basically. I don't know. Does that sound harsh? I don't know. I hope not. I'm just, thinking about it. There's not much I can do really. I am kind of doing the best I can, but I do notice sometimes, like All right, here's an example. This morning, uh, I was working on sketches because the thing is like I I'm getting my half an hour done, but like I've had other things that I've had to take up any extra time I have. Like before I was working on like the trading card for the anthology and stuff like that. Um and so that's what I'm doing right now still because I have another like kind of project that I'm small, a very small project um that I'm kind of fitting like I could have worked for like, a half an hour or so on my comic this morning and then worked on it again during lunch today. But I have this other little project that I'm committed to that I'm doing. Um so anyways, that's just an explanation of that. I'm not trying to talk about like maybe I shouldn't have done that or anything. That's just what I'm doing. I'm explaining it. Um so, I was working on that today, but I was thinking like, you know, I was kind of just plugging along, hanging out, doing my thing, and then it got close to time to go, to because I do this before I go to work. And so I was like, okay, I got to wrap this up because I got to go to work. But you know what? I started going, I was like almost done with the thing I was trying to do. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I could still finish it. And so I went kind of quicker at the end part. Um, and it was like, well, why didn't I just work this fast the whole time? Maybe I could have got like a whole nother other thing done too, you know? So it was like, am I not pushing myself as far as I can when I sit down to do work, especially on something, where I don't have to think as much, where it's not like working on comics where sometimes it just takes time. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys got something from that. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if it does, if it was interesting, if it was inspiring. I definitely want. I mean, I'm listening to like some podcasts of like people who are kind of doing things in a little bit more of a professional manner, or yeah, I guess Vane than anybody I know is really. Myself. Why did this stop using the pen that I use, the marker that I use? That's weird. I don't like that. That's annoying. Oh, is there a couple different markers? Like, why are things changing in my program that I didn't, you know, I don't know. I'm confused. All right. Anyways, um, so yeah, I don't know how. Um, are we pushing ourselves enough? I guess is really the whole thing of it. Should turn anti-aliasing off, or I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get I don't get digital stuff as much as I want to. Doesn't make sense. Ah, my voice is all weird too. It's so weird. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful. And I really appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. I'm not done with my half an hour yet, but I am gonna sign off and keep this, kind of concise. I don't want to like go crazy with these videos, live ones just go super long just because I can or anything. I want it to be interesting and helpful and not waste your time. So I do appreciate the time you spend hanging out. And I thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this stuff. And yeah, check out the link below for the video that I was talking about because it was a pretty inspirational, interesting. He had a lot of interesting thoughts and stuff. So yeah, check that out. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Peace out.